What's up, everybody? I'm Fem by out Kaz the host, doing Kaz the most. We're gonna have an exciting match here for us today. Got Comeback Kings and Prodigies, two of the stronger rosters in the league, but they will be. Their records are a little shot, so we'll see if they'll be able to save that. Magic 8 Ball, you got any thoughts and introduce?
Well, obviously, hello everyone. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and this is going to be, like you mentioned, a very good match between some teams that have been struggling, even though they are a very strong team. Players like WBO3, Daftgrass, Liari, who have been at the top of this game for a long time, have not been doing as well in this league, going up against, I mean, the heaviest of hitters. So it makes sense, but they're going to have to show up this week.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have to show up this week. If they draw, I don't think they'll move too much. They'll move too far up in the standings. So I think one of these will need to take a win for sure. Standings definitely on the line right now. Very excited
Exactly.
to see how this match is gonna go. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting as well because both of these teams have two somewhat interesting play styles. It's not super cut and dry, especially with the developing meta with this new patch that has thrown so much into disarray. But there's a lot of damage to be had, especially with some of these awakenings that can open up the start, especially on maps like Demon Dias. It's going to be a very brawler heavy kind of fight, and both of these teams need to adjust to that.
Right. I think Prodigies will have a great time with that. Pangui, known to have a real strong brawler playstyle. We'll see if Comeback Kings can handle that. Comeback Kings also fielding a new midfielder today. Daftgrass couldn't make it, so we've got Mystic subbing in. We're going to see if that roster change will be of, we'll be able to shake things up for them.
Right, and Mystic has been around for a while as well.
Yeah.
Like a very known tournament force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So these are definitely no slouches on either of these two teams. Even Prodigy subs are looking stronger than most of NASL. So it's kind of crazy that both these teams are down in the standings.
Right, but the players that have been beating them have been, I mean, playing out of their minds. I know Dogleg Spike has just had such clean play from the first week, like onwards, as well as Core Overflow has been completely showing up every week. And these are the kind of teams that they've been having to run into. It's going to be looking a little bit better. I think that some of these teams' both of these teams' schedules are looking a little bit better, kind of fighting within these lower rankings for the upcoming 2 weeks. So we should see them rise at least a little bit there. But I believe, for now, we are getting into this first match.
Yeah, and it's going to be Auten City. So actually,
Ooh.
you mentioned earlier something about brawlers, but this map does not tend to favor brawlers. Those wide, just that massive area makes it hard to chase down those kills. Yeah, we're going to see the Zentaro hovered by double best of 3. If it gets banned, then obviously we won't see it. But Zentaro is probably like one of the few brawlers that are going to work well on this map. His mobility, those dashes, those are really going to come into play trying to close that distance.
Right, and we're going to be seeing a lot of the midfield options shut down, like Drek and Era, who have such good control, can completely negate any kind of pressure that is being sent their way. So, good bans. I agree with both of these bans coming in from both sides. You especially do not want Liari getting that Era.
Yeah, I think both teams are actually going to be. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought both teams were going to be running the same comp. I was talking to Yish about this, and we were both discussing how Kai is probably one of the few goalies that work really well on this map. But it looks like Prodigies is looking to turn this into a bit of a shootout. The IME goalie showing up, the ice midfield Zentaro. That damage is definitely going to come into play here. Excited to see how this match goes.
Yeah, the double siphoning wand, which has been a force to be reckoned with in terms of the forward gear, has been the main option for a lot of players. As you're seeing the first go around, you see Penguin's health already a bit low, but like you mentioned, can't really chase down these kills when all of these orbs are giving them back their health.
And I mean, Yeesh finding that barrier there, digging into his aggressive goalie playstyle, the momentum boots come into play. But it looks like Liari and Penguin are laying on the pressure. Mystic gets the glitch pop down midfield, but Xeno, Gemini, Liari, Penguin all covering well. Just a bit of some boxing here. It will be interesting to see if that damage is going to matter, as you were just talking or if the more core control focused playstyle of Comeback Kings is is going to make a difference. And Double is going to find a kill on Liari, surprisingly, even though their team is lower on the damage. Mystic has the flip, goes out, scores. It's 1-0 in the first set.
Well, that was super clean, but you saw how much that Xeno Gemini was struggling. And last week brought out this Imi pick as well against Dog Like Spike, and although they did well in those matches, did not put out as much defensive pressure as they needed. And you see this goal barrier is already going down. This is a hard map to defend on, but they need to at least be standing for a little bit longer because Yeesh is defending these perfectly.
Right, I mean, as I was saying before, Kai is one of the few goalies that can hold this map's barrier well, though Liari's going to manage to take it with that Vice Supernova. Penguin and Mystic both on life support, but Mystic falling back. Yeesh comes up with the flip, scores 2-0, crossing the Yeesh line, doing his trademark.
I forgot about that. But yeah, no, those rotations have been so clean from Yeesh is something else I've noticed. Even when playing Imi or whichever, just coordinating with that midfielder to keep that offensive pressure going, especially when he has something like the core flip.
No, absolutely. I think, I mean, in an organized play setting, Yeesh's playstyle is going to be much stronger than in something like solo queue. Also, they're looking kind of dominant right now. Comeback Kings not seeming to need to have to make a comeback of 2-0. Barrier still up for them. Goal open for Prodigies. I spoke a little too soon. Penguin finds it, but he is on life support double, fishing for this kill. Not going to be able to find it just yet. Liari almost scored. The Supernova goes out. Yeesh, what a well-timed barrage, saving inches from the goal line. The flip goes out from Xeno. Yeesh still holding on.
I can't believe that Yeesh has been so clutch with a couple of those really, really nice clears. Able to send these things away and be super patient on those strikes has been so clutch. Penguin, though, is looking like the bar is almost ready to go. Has the Imi turret for help, able to KO Mystic, and the stun, able to at least hit Yeesh, but not able to prevent him from clearing it. He's got the core flip as well as Double is another one now in the goal. Finally gets the flip off and is able to curve it around Liari, stalling just enough for Mystic to come back. But are they going to have an opportunity to score this and steal this set away?
The goalie rotation is happening again. Mystic, I mean, oh my gosh, the flip goes out and they score. But I will say, Comeback King still playing incredibly well at that point, and Mystic's got the has the defensive chops to rotate with Yeesh. So I think the strategy is working out well for them. We're going to see if they can close out this set here. Mystic starts the kickoff with the glitch pop, manages to find some pressure early, but Prodigies manages to push back. Penguin looking a little low, double hunting for that kill. I think the team needs to commit here. Mystic looking for it. They're not going to find it, it seems. The Supernova goes out, takes the barrier. They almost lose their own. Liari's got the flip. It's looking dangerous right now for Comeback Kings. Penguin still on life support. A survivor, really.
Survivor. No, but this is the second time that this has happened, actually. Like, last volley, Penguin was low again, and Mystic ended up fishing for kills and just not getting anything off of it. And this time around, it seems like it's the same thing as this goal barriers are down, and there's a lot of pressure going out. The Zentaros are slashing at each other, trying to find a way through. Penguin's able to at least heal a little bit of health back, but that's a Mystic core flip and the set win. Comeback Kings looking like the Kings this time around.
Big stuff from CBK. This carousel is going to definitely go into their advantage. We'll see if they get lucky on the draft. The Stinger, huge that Comeback Kings actually won this set, because if they let Vice or Zentaro get that, or even the Imi goalie, that would have been trouble. He's definitely probably going to look to deny. I'm surprised he took the Ponder. That makes sense though. Aten City with the 6 orbs. Imi's going to get the Stinger. I don't know if that was the right play. Vice Zentaro is the highest damage forward duo for sure, and having that Imi with Stinger with like insane kill pressure, insane damage pressure from the goal box, this might prove dangerous for Comeback Kings.
Right, exactly. They got all of the damage awakenings that they need, which is going to play right into their hand, and you can tell that Comeback Kings is going to be trying to play for a bit more of a controlled style, but I don't know if that's going to end up working out here as these turrets are going. The Penguin's in a good position. Liari's not able to catch the pass back, but it's okay. Things are clear for the time being, and they're setting up. Penguin almost has flip, and Liari's able to get a clean KO. This is looking really good. They just need to send this one forward a couple of times, try and get it past Mystic, but the glitch pop and the cyber swipe able to come through and clear that barrier. Xeno Gemini has no cooldowns, and all of a sudden the power play gets reversed on the Comeback the Comeback Kings able to reverse it.
Yeah, making a comeback for the point. But also that damage definitely playing a part now. Double best of 3 immediately going down. It's a lot of heavy impact Vice, built different Zentaro. Both of them having 3 impact tags each. Kind of crazy that they were able to get a draft like that. And also the Stinger. I think they should have been drafting to deny Comeback Kings, I mean. And Xeno is going to be pushing up. Pengui, however, going to be the one to get staggered. Mystic and Pengui both on life support. It's dangerous. Double does not manage to find the kill, but Liari does find the barrier. Pengui up top, looking to apply some pressure. The flip goes out from Xeno. He finds the angle. It's 1-1 in set 2 of this match.
This is looking like it's going to be a bloodbath, if I'm being quite honest. Both of these teams are looking really good, and Double BO3 has been just stellar on landing these combos to make sure that he's keeping up with the damage from these other players. Everybody is stuffed in this corner. If Double has an ultimate, that could have been huge. I don't think it was up, though. Finally, it's here, and not going to find anything. But he's targeting down Xeno Gemini, which really could be big in the long run if he can land that KO, and they do with the help of Mystic.
That's good stuff. However, a little unfortunate for Comeback Kings. Double was not able to get the kill. He needed that comeback XP, and they lost a barrier. But goals open for Prodigies. The flip goes out. Liari with the catch. Good stuff. Crazy reactions there. Supernova goes out. Another flip from Mystic. Liari again. Her reactions are looking on point. They're going to find the kill on Pengui, though. The pressure is on. Imi turret goes out. Xeno having his clear paths blocked. But the cyber swipe is going to be able to stuff it through Double. And Yeesh, unfortunately, over-aggressive, punished for it.
Oh, the Yeesh line. Poor Yeesh. It's a good play, too, because the Imi turret was out, and they cut off Liari, and they had every reason to get that goal, but the secondary, the Thunderstruck, able to make sure that that did not happen.
Yeah, no, good play in holding from Prodigies there. Plus that cyber swipe, the well-timed clearing through double best of 3. He got him in the hit stun, so of course he cannot strike back. The Imi turret down, putting the pressure on Yeesh. It's looking dangerous for him, but he manages to find the clear. And they get the kill on Liari. 1v1 in the top corner, but Pengui is not going to have the advantage. What a good glitch pop from Mystic. Xeno with flip up though, so scoring is a bit of a tough ask right now. You know, having that much coverage from the flip and just being able to, you know, get out of jail. Good Giga Blast from Yeesh, finds the angle to save that.
And it's not enough.
It's not enough.
I really thought they were going to save that, but no. A couple of well-placed abilities because that Giga Blast really had nowhere else to go. Yeah. You know, they couldn't have cleared up in that situation. Like, that's just so rough.
And, oh my gosh, Xeno's gonna be looking to take Timeless Critter, or maybe he's gonna deny Stagger Swagger for his team. Would be good options. Timeless, the best in slot for Imi, and that's exactly what I expected to see. Just making that turret so much stronger. Double getting the Stagger Swagger makes sense. He's looking to brawl. Mystic getting Super Surge, that's gonna help him finish some kills. We're gonna see if any other notable drafts come out. Big fish for Zentaro. He's got build different already. That size, plus all those melee tags on his abilities, he's going to be really hitting like a truck right now, and we're going to see if Comeback Kings can handle that damage. Yeesh, however, with the Replicator and Ponder, I didn't even realize after the first draft, that might be huge. Later on, he's got the 10 stacks.
Right, exactly. And since those were already stacked up, it's going to be coming into effect pretty early, but it's not going to be able to help Mystic, who was able to get the goal barrier, but it's looking a little dicey. Double's trying to sauce him up, but not able to find much. Yeesh went all the way forward, knowing that Mystic was there on the respawn at the perfect time, and is able to try and help stuff this one in, and able to clean up some orbs as well. Liari's low, and Pengui has flip. Finally, it's looking like the tides are swinging back into the side of Prodigy.
You know, Yeesh's play there, absolutely genius stuff. Actually, Xeno Gemini having to burn flip there, and now Comeback Kings up a barrier. Goals open for Prodigies. Double with the flip is looking dangerous. Does not score. I think it was Pengui who finds the parry there. Great striking from Pengui. Special goes out from Mystic trying to combo. It's not going to work. The Imi turret is up. Good defense from Liari and Xeno, but it's not quite enough. Mystic catches the clear and shoots it at the top angle to score one for Comeback Kings. 1-0 in the 1-1 set.
This is I'm so flabbergasted. The fact that Prodigy is putting up like such a good fight, even if they're not able to completely convert on every single opportunity, they're putting up such good numbers to manage and deal with the pressure that they've been getting put on in terms of the clears, in terms of the switch arounds, in terms of the rotations. It's been hard to deal with, but they've been dealing with it well.
Right, yeah, Yeesh just so good at the offensive pressure from the goal line. Those rotations definitely mixing it up too. You're not sure what to expect at any given moment. Double actually going to be standing in the goal box. Zentaro goalie coming out for a second here. Interesting stuff. Yeesh looking to walk back. He does. Mystic and Double have the pressure on though. Pengui's low. It seems that the damage output of Pengui is actually not going to be enough despite his great drafting. Double with the flip finds it. The cyber swipe not quite there.
And Xenogemini was prepped for that. You could see that, and you a frame or two too late just to stop that core from getting in. It's rough out here for IME goalies, right? Like, sometimes you just don't have the cooldowns, and that's really unfortunate. But if you're a Kai goalie, sometimes you just miss the barrage, and that's also rough.
Oh my gosh, the passing pressure from Pingui and Liari. The flips both go out, and they manage to find the clear. Insane catch from Mystic there. Looking like he was going to clear up, but good mix of clearing down. Turret goes out, though, so they're caught in the bottom corner. Liari's going to find the kill on Mystic. It's dangerous for Yeesh. Yeah, they're going to score. But back to what you said. I'm sorry, I actually forgot I had something to say about that. It was fine.
Listen, I forget to. We were both up late. Like, we're good. It's fine. The passing plays are what I really want to see from Liari and Pengui, though. Like, the difference in how much pressure they were able to put out during that last volley was so different from what they've been doing for most of the game. And because of that, they were able to secure a really clean goal, even if they missed it the first time.
Yeah, no, for sure. Though I will say Mystic and Double have been doing a good job of cutting that off, positioning well in between the two to make sure that they can't do that to Yeesh. But right there, after Liari found the kill on Mystic, it was a little hard. Yeesh not flipping there, surprisingly. Maybe a bit of an intentional choice to save it because they still had their barrier up. So even if you flip, it might have been rough getting the point. We'll see if saving the resource was the right move there. Mystic is going to start this kickoff. The turret goes out. They find the barrier early. They're playing fast. Double putting the damage on Liari and the pressure on Yeesh goes up with a flip. That's what he wanted it for. I mean, it's Yeesh. Of course he wants to score. But the Chain Lightning catching all three and the goal. Just a bit too aggressive. I don't think he should have saved the burst.
I don't think you should have saved the burst either. I think that you have to just put it out on cooldown, or else situations like that are going to arise. Even if you walk forward, even if you know exactly what you're doing, sometimes you can't get that core through if there's 3 people standing in your way. And this draft is going to go in the favor of Prodigies.
Vice getting missile propulsion pretty big, having that extra range to just keep her damage output up from a safer distance. Aimi getting the Monumentalist and Heimless Creator. That turret is so strong. It's not like Mystic is going to be able to compete with counter turrets right now. The Twin Drive, though, he's got the Super Surge. Maybe those blinks will be of some use in finding kills or damage or scoring. Interesting draft from both teams. Nothing super crazy going down. We'll see how that happens. But that turret, oh my gosh, just as I was saying it, they find the barrier using it immediately. Though Mystic and Double, I mean, the Cyber Swipe, that's what I was talking about. They're going to find a kill, and he's in life support.
And the turret is just the exact reason why you want Aimi here, right? You want it for that consistent pressure, that locking it away in a spot where they can't easily clear because of this wide open map all of a sudden getting constrained. And now there's open goals on both sides as Pengui's a little bit low. Double BO3 and everybody on the side of Comeback Kings has core flip, and Mystic uses it aggressively. Finally, Zeno uses his, not going to be able to manage much, and all of a sudden this big damage is going on to Zeno. An energy burst and he's dead, or a cyber swipe, that works too.
Oh my
and
God.
This is a good turnaround for Comeback Kings.
I mean, that Twin Drive Super Surge really coming into play. Double not even having you to use the flip there to score. And it's, as you said, something you mentioned with the turret, putting that pressure on the fragile barrier, but also Aimi's weaknesses are exacerbated on this map as well. She definitely turns this map into a bit of a shootout. She's got the pressure to take that barrier fast, but weak at the defensive line with abilities that are mainly used proactively on a map like this means that you're going to have to play very on top of your game defensively. Double pushing up, And that's going to come into play right now. Mystic gets the cyber swipe, stacks some damage on Penguin, keeps the ball upfield. Penguin's going to get to it first, but Yeesh is right there. That flip is going to go out, looking like they might score. Double almost hits it to Zeno, but Zeno does not find the save. 2-0 for Comeback Kings.
A little bit early on the strike. I think he was trying to clear it out from the first pass and not from double, and oh, that's so rough. That's so rough.
Very rough.
Because you know exactly what you want to accomplish, and it's just a couple of missed opportunities, missed executions, and that's all it takes, really, at this level of play.
Yeah, Yeesh using that barrage at a good timing, keeping that barrier up. Double opting to try to fish for the kill instead of saving the barrier, but does not find it, and it looks like they might get punished for it here. Not quite. The turret finds the clear despite the Monumentalist turret. Instead, Liari and Zeno playing some defense right now. They find the clear, but it's hit right back. Some midfield boxing going on. The flip goes out from Liari. Mystic finds the catch. Double flips first. Zeno's is burned. It's 2-0. That was a fast one for Comeback Kings. They're not going down easy. 3-0 on this scoreline. Oh my gosh.
And you can see after that first volley, they really started dumping their damage onto Mystic, which I don't think is the right call. You don't want to be just trying to dump this damage on a midfielder that can just keep you away anyways and push out turrets and push out cyber swipes from a long range. You're not going to be able to catch them if you don't have the speed for it. I don't know. I don't think it's the right call.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have any thoughts on that. I'm thinking about it. I will say, I agree with, like, if the midfielder can keep themselves away for you, you're in a bit of a rough spot, especially on a map like Auten. Also, the draft, real dangerous for Prodigies right now. Double with the Adren Rush. Mystic gets the prime time. Those glitch pops are going to be popping for sure. The spec trading from Yeesh is going to be huge. He's going to be able to, maybe he's going to be able to find those one taps with the Kai Giga Blast, you know, the classic Kai move. But he's going to lose the barrier first. The turret doing so much work from Zeno Gemini.
Oh, this is the second time that, well, beyond that, I was about to start, like, praising Yeesh for being so patient against that power chord, which is really trippy and hard to clear if you're not ready for it, and then he just walks away from the goal line. So, that was rough. The Zentaro was in an insanely good position, and not much you can do.
And Mystic is going to find the offensive pressure early. Oh my god, the Super Surge, Twin Drive, Cyber Swipe, he's got that up, ready to score, ready to kill at any point. That core was moving real fast, not too sure why, but it was able to take a barrier from Yeesh. The barrage goes out, what a clear, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be, the burst goes out, he finds it. I was wrong. What good defense from Yeesh. Mystic with the glitch pop to make sure Liari cannot get that point. Insane stuff from Comeback Kings right now. So close. Double's got the flip up, misses. Mystic misses the cyber swipe. They're not going to be able to score here, it seems. But they will be able to stay alive when it looks like all hope was lost. And Mystic surprising us all. What a cyber swipe, sniping that angle in.
I don't think you all realize he needed that Giga Blast to land to get that core flip. Like, he needed that, and he hit it at the exact right moment just to get enough beater on the energy to make that core flip happen and defend that. That was insane.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely crazy. Mystics got the flip up, the turret going down, looking to put some pressure on. Double best of 3, got the special out, but they're holding at the barrier. I'm surprised it doesn't go down. Good defense from Prodigies. Liari's staggered, using that supernova to keep herself alive. As you know, Vice gets 100% knockback resistance when that super is cast. Mystic putting on some pressure, double fishing for the kill. I think they both need to commit to killing Liari and or both need to commit to scoring at that point. And their indecisiveness, I think, cost them the barrier there. Liari.
And it's going to cost them a little bit more, I think, because this is a really open goal barrier. Even if Liari goes down here, this is so much pressure, and you're not in the driver's seat anymore. You've got about 8 seconds to turn this thing around, but with Pengui's size, it's so hard to get it past him. The turret finally comes up, but so is Liari. The core flip comes through from Zeno Gemini, and Pengui's able to stand forward, trying to make sure that everyone's walking away. Double is able to land the ult, and Mystic's able to land the cyber swipe, and Pengui is almost KO'd. Finally, Mystic gets the glitch pop and is able to land it, but both open goal barriers means anything can happen. Clearing up into the Imi turret, but Liari's missile propulsion, power core is able to KO, but it's not enough. It's not enough because Double was able to just wipe that one into the goal.
Right, and I think the secondary from Liari cost them the goal just now, leaving it right there for double. Bit unfortunate, but what else can you do? You're trying to take control away. Not many options there for Zeno and Liari. The defensive play was trying their best. Mystic on life support once again. There's just so much damage going out this game, even if Aten City is not a brawler favorite map. Two players at the end of the rope. Pengui finds the evade on double. Yeesh just playing patient, looking for the clear to Mystic. Liari almost types it in, but Pengui is going to be the one to score. Incredible stuff. Prodigies just capitalizing on the slightest of opportunities there.
No, for real, like, that was the opportunity for Yeesh to, like, really show that what he's made of and clear that one away, and just one lazy clear is all it took to get it right back to Pengui, and he wasn't able to get back in time. That's such a hard job being the goalie on Aten City, but he's been doing decently. He needs to show up right here, right now, though, with an open goal barrier and a core flip to try and get it past, but no, there's no options, there's nowhere to go, and Prodigies sticks it out and is able to turn it around on the Comeback Kings themselves.
That was a close one. That went to game 5, sorry, set 5.5, and that flip was just unfortunate. Not any angles he could clear there. Very close match from Prodigies and Comeback Kings. We're going to be going into game 2. If Prodigies can take another one, they're going to be getting quite a few points in the standings and improve their rank. Comeback Kings probably looking for a tie here, but they are definitely not going to be able to rise in the standings just yet.
Right, and this is really important for playoffs, because just one win is all they need to just, like, rise above the rest of that pack. And if Prodigies can secure this, then it's great. And if Comeback Kings loses this, it's not going to be anywhere close to getting the points that they need to try and rise above the rest of the bottom of the pack, because it's only top 4 getting to playoffs. They need to start getting those wins.
Right. Both teams played incredibly well that game, but it just looks like Prodigies came out on top. I guess a bit of the return of the prodigal sons and daughters. We will see if Comeback Kings can stage a bit of a comeback here, but the format is not going to allow them to take a win, unfortunately. Right. But if... Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, you're good. You're good. I like to do what's called just, like, slight affirmations while other people are talking, because it is just something that my brain does. So, apologies.
No problem. I'm curious about your thoughts about what we're going to see going into the next one. Anything you might...
Adjustments? Yeah. Well, obviously it's going to depend on what the starting situation is in terms of map and awakenings, but you have to think that maybe they don't want to let that Vice through, right? That was really what kind of spun the game in the other favor. Like, a lot of times it was the pressure from Liari, from the Thunderstruck, stopping the core when they need to, the Supernova able to completely shut off an entire section of the map, and the damage was just too much. So I think that that's something they have to consider. I think that, you know, as well as maybe we go for more of like a brawler opportunity here.
Right, I will say, trying to compete with Pengui on the brawler and Liari in the midfield is definitely a big ask, though. Also, how do you ban out Liari? She plays like everybody.
Right.
So it's like, oh man, Liari's nuts on the Vice. What do? We can't just ban her other characters. But I will... Comeback Kings not being able to make use of the core control on Aten, which is the map that definitely favored that playstyle, is a bit, alarming for them. But we'll see if they can make an adjustment, and if the next map will be something more brawler favored. If we see the Aten and Demon Deus, which are like the polar opposites of playstyle, that would be super interesting. Or maybe we'll see one of the more balanced maps like Atlas Lab, IMEZAP. Though IMEZAP is very brawler favored as well, so let me not speak too soon.
Right. I mean, hey, we could see a stray Rasmus just start yoinking people into the void, so anything can happen. And that really is what I think is something that isn't talked about a ton, at least I haven't seen it talked about a bunch on the cast, is there's a lot of randomness in terms of what is going to happen at the start of these matches, right? Like, you can adjust as it comes your way, but there's no way to really prepare for which stage is going to come up, which awakening is going to be the starter, and how that's going to affect the draft, the bans, and, you know, even pick order is something that is randomized and isn't, you can't really do anything about.
Right, yeah, I will say though, that does add a bit of interest and spice, which is something the dev said that they wanted to accomplish because, you know, in the beta trainings pages and stuff like that, people said they felt like they were playing the same game over and over again. And definitely there's a lot more variety with the map gimmicks and the bit of RNG, but sometimes it can be a bit punishing. In this case though, I don't think it played too much of a factor, as you saw even with Penguin getting an insane draft and the heavy impact vice. It wasn't really the damage that made the difference, but just good, solid, fundamental play from Prodigies. So I'm going to see if Comeback Kings can tee up and produce some of their own, but they definitely were no slouches in their last game.
No, definitely not. I mean, the score speaks for itself. It was a 2-3. It was one of the closest 2-3s we've had, and we've had a lot of close 2-3s. And obviously it's like, oh, 2-3 isn't a win, but like, the fact that they put on such a good showing means that they're still fighting for that 5-4 slot. They just need to get a couple more things cleaned up under the rug, and then they can manage to finally come out on top.
Right. And we're still waiting around for the next game, so I'm curious if you're excited for anything in particular from either of these players. I'm hoping that Prodigies might field KFC Manager. I doubt it, but it would be very fun to see the duo come out. I'm curious if you have anything like that for yourself.
I don't know if I'm looking for specific players specifically, but I definitely want to see something more, not necessarily like core control heavy, but something a little bit more stable from WBO3, because I know that he can play a lot of different characters, and trying to use that to his advantage to try and like maybe mess up the draft, try and go with something that they're not expecting, like a Rasmus on something like Aten City, to just try and throw them off.
Right, and it looks like we're going to be loading into the game. The queue just popped for Saya's Spectator, so we're going to get to see some fun stuff go down.
Ooh, I do think that we just got some info in the chat. Daftgrass is going to be in for Comeback Kings.
Ooh, Daftgrass is going to make it. I'm excited to see this. Night Market. Definitely probably going to see the Kai come out if he doesn't get banned, one of the stronger goalies on this map. Xeno on the Imi makes total sense. She's very dominant on this map. That turret putting down so much pressure. If you can keep it in one lane, it's an easy barrier every time. Penguin looking to ban the Kai. Not surprised. Yisha's best pick. Era banned out from Comeback Kings, making sure Liari cannot get that. But they're sticking with the Vice Zentaro. They really want to capitalize on that damaging forward duo.
Right, exactly. It's their bread and butter, and it's going to work even better on Night Market, where there isn't as many places to run away. There aren't as many orbs to heal up on. This is going to be their bread and butter, and if they were able to do it there, they're going to be able to do it here. But that Drekar could be the difference maker because of the core control and because of the counter damage that it can put out.
So we're actually going to see Yeesh on the Imi as well. It makes total sense that she is easily the strongest goalie on this map and most of the maps in the game. We're going to see, you know, just offensive pressure from both goalies here, but Yeesh known for that. Maybe it'll make a difference. Daftgrass coming in now. The Drek and the Julie might be able to find some kills before Vice and Zentaro can stagger up some damage. Liari looking to put some pressure on Penguin, just a little too far down, having a bit of a boxing duel. The barrier almost going down for Yeesh, close one, but he manages to find the strike in time. Penguin putting the pressure on, and he's going to find one. Daftgrass saves two, and he's not. Liari is going to get the kill and almost kill double. Penguin's going to find the kill on double. It's dangerous for Yeesh, and it's going to be a quick 1-0 for Prodigies. What a point to start the set.
And this is exactly what we talked about, you know, and the damage come through as these levels get higher and higher. Like, are these abilities going to be even more impactful? And they are. If they target down the same players, it's going to be almost impossible to keep up with the damage. They just need to try and keep this core control active. They need to try and keep Liari down. And hopefully they're able to do so here, as finally some staggers are coming through, but so is Double. I really like this Julie pick, though. This is what I was talking about. Come up with something that they aren't expecting. Come up with something that is going to put on a good amount of more stable forcing KO pressure. Even if he's staggered, he's still a threat as this core just keeps circling the stage perimeter.
Right, this is really a bit of a lead blend. That Penguin's going to find the kill with the core flip and 2 barriers. The boxing coming to an end as they get 2 kills on Comeback Kings. I mean, that damage is really ramping up. Though Daftgrass holding well, but it's not going to be enough. The shotgun does not get it past Penguin. Penguin's going to score. Yeah, I think Double's really going to have to start finding some of those famed stray Juliet kills with that dash punch if they want to have a chance at surviving. Because if they can't take out Penguin or Liari, that damage is going to keep ramping up. And even now, look at Daftgrass's health bar, already staggered down a barrier.
That was a perfect opportunity while Penguin's just sitting there waiting for the orb. That's a perfect opportunity for a dash punch to completely just KO someone as Yeesh is struggling to keep these barriers up and alive. Finally, the glitch pop comes through, but it's not looking great. There's so much on the line for Penguins. Finally, Daftgrass comes back, but this open goal is so concerning with that core flip. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and Penguin's gonna find it. I mean, Comeback King's gonna have to stage a monster comeback here. The momentum's so in favor of Prodigies even after just set 1. And set 1 is definitely one of the more important sets you can play. Getting that early advantage means you're going to scale. You're gonna have that carousel advantage once again. Not sure what Zentaro's gonna look to take here. Probably big fish for that size, maybe. Or maybe denying Imi the glass cannon. Stacks on stacks also makes sense. Being able to move around faster, fight for that night market midfield buff, and chase down some kills. Yeesh is going to get the glass cannon though, great for Imi. He's not getting hit as much as his forwards, so he's going to be able to build those stacks a little faster. But we're going to see if it's going to make the difference.
Big fish on Infinite though is pretty big for Double. You know, that's one of Julie's like bread and butter awakenings, and it could be the difference maker. You know, catching those strays was really important. But I think Daft actually caught a stray himself, getting absolutely sent to the blast zone by Liari.
Yeah, Penguin and Liari just so coordinated on focusing a target down, finding the kill, and just putting the pressure on. And Yeesh is going to go down 2 barriers early again. It's looking real rough for Comeback Kings right now. Zeno stepping up a little bit to the plate. Penguin's going to primary that right through Yeesh. Not much you can do there. You're in hit stun. You got to evade a little bit early, but even then you're contesting 3 hits total for Zentaro. Very hard to outstrike, even if you manage to evade through that.
Look at the level differential already in the second set. Double's only at level 2. This is insane. Finally, Daftgrass is able to use these passes, the shotgun, to land these goal barriers down, which is going to put some pressure on Xeno Gemini not being able to step up as far forward, as Yeesh steps very far forward with the core flip, but is not going to be able to get past this Ivy turret. Oh, Double staggered. Penguin might finally go down for once, but this goal barrier standing tall. Maybe this is finally the opportunity the Comeback Kings need to try and land a shot.
Right. They almost had the kill on Penguin there. Would have been huge for Double getting that comeback XPs to not be down so much in the stagger difference. But Penguin's going to find the barrier instead since they couldn't kill him. And Double up top though, putting the pressure on. The turret goes down, the flip goes out. They find the clear. But it's not over yet for Prodigies. They're not out of the woods. Actually, yes, they are. Penguin and Liari putting the pressure on. Daftgrass positioning well to cut off the passing. He's gonna find the clear. Double still on life support. Great evade, but they're gonna find the kill anyway. Penguin waiting for the strike to punish.
Oh, and you see that Yeesh's glitch pop and Daftgrass shotgun went at the same time and couldn't clear it past Liari there. Finally, Daftgrass has the speed needed, but decides to just chill out for now. Let Double come back online, but that cyber swipe isn't gonna land. This is a 2-0 set already for the members of Prodigy, and Comeback Kings, well, they're going to need to go to their namesake if they want to win this thing.
Absolutely. I mean, the momentum's still so in favor of Prodigy's. Double's still level 2. They've been keeping him out of this game, making sure he cannot ramp up, get that Julie absolutely going. They're going to find 2 barriers immediately again. I mean, Prodigy is playing so well right now, being absolutely dominant. The flip goes out from Daftgrass. It's not even going to matter. Penguin right there to stop it in its tracks. Zeno right behind him. Double though gets the core up top, manages to fight it through Liari. Prodigy surprisingly on the back foot, but they're gonna hit it through the turret. Yeesh, missing the flip.
Oh my
Unfortunate.
goodness.
I guess they're a bit shook. They've been, you know, getting hammered this set.
Yeah, getting hammered is exactly correct. They've been nails poking out of a piece of wood, and Prodigies has just been going to town. This draft is also looking really good if you're that Zentaro and the Ivy up in the first 3. Like, all of these are good options.
Absolutely. This carousel, I mean, yeah, Zentaro getting the build different, probably looking to leave the heavy impact for Vice. Though Imi's going to take it instead so that Drek can't get it. Makes sense. Not much else for Drek here. The tempo swing from Liardi, denying Julie any chance of healing through the damage. Bit of a rough draft for Comeback Kings. It's looking like Prodigies is in position to take this 3-0. But if Comeback Kings can mount up a solid defense and find some opportunities, they might just be able to hold on.
It's definitely not over, right? This is Omega Strikers. Anything can happen in reality. And it's double BO3 goes up 3 levels from 1 KO. Anything can certainly happen as this goal barrier finally falls. And there's a little bit of life, it seems, coming out of the Comeback Kings, as Daftgrass might be able to push this one through.
It's as you say, anything can happen, and as we just saw, double the comeback XP, and Juliet's going to be able to make a little bit more of a difference now. Looking for another kill, and Liari almost staggers her, but Daftgrass also looking pretty low. The special goes out from double, does not quite crack Liari, but Penguin's not going to be able to put the pressure on without his midfielder backing him up. The flip's still up from Yeesh. He's holding on to that just in case he needs to make a save, or maybe he wants to use it to score again. Double's going to find another kill. Looks like Comeback Kings are ramping up, mounting a comeback indeed. Double, no dash punch, unfortunately, using it to KO Liari. They're not going to find the barrier, but that was a close angle for sure.
They really need to start getting these opportunities to convert, or else it's going to be a lot of work for a little payoff. Daftgrass finally able to manage to do so, stuffing this Imi as Yeesh is far forward and is going to send Double into the blast, is going to send Pengui into the blast zone. They're staggered though. If they are not able to get this one through, if Xeno Gemini is able to completely clear this one, then Penguin's going to come up, and it's going to be all hunky-dory. Finally, Liari is able to get this one in control. Daftgrass is going to come meet her. And a nice cross-up from Double, and this is one of the first points they've gotten in a long time, and it's exactly what they needed.
It's the first point they've got in this match. It was 2 quick 3-0s from Prodigies, but Double absolutely waking up. Becoming the monster we all know he is. Daftgrass shotgunning that right through, getting the first barrier, the Imi turret coming out from Yeesh, looking for the second. Penguin hits it back. Double's gonna capitalize. Unfortunately, Zentaro special just a little bit misplaced. The turret goes out though, looks to find the clear. Liari gonna get that supernova still in Prodigy's goal arc, but Penguin's going to be able to hit it past midfield. Doesn't matter as Yeesh hits it right back. The flip goes out from Xeno. They're holding an open goal against 2 barriers. They're definitely on the back foot. It looks like this point is certainly in Comeback King's favor, but Penguin is definitely laying on the pressure. The flip goes out, does not find the barrier. Daftgrass holding on well.
And this is a good opportunity. The Ivy turret is out. Even though Daftgrass is a little bit low, so is Penguin. Xeno Gemini is deciding to step a little bit far forward here as Daftgrass is trying to get this KO, not able to find it. It's still a great opportunity for them. They're keeping up the damage. They're keeping up with the pacing, and the positioning out of Daftgrass and Double have been so good in these last couple volleys, but finally, Daft is going to get turned around. Yeesh has the core flip and really wants to walk forward. It lands on beautiful angle with the core flip to get them into set point. And my goodness, man, this is insane.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say but Yeesh? Like, that was absolute monster angle from Yeesh finding the sniper. The turret's going to go down. He's putting the pressure on now. We're seeing the classic Yeesh. We all know and love that aggressive goalium style. Double using the flip to try and score, but good defense from Prodigies there. Daftgrass positioning well to survive, but Penguin's going to be able to take a barrier for Prodigies while Liari is looking for the kill in the back. Unfortunately, it looks like they're not going to be able to find Daftgrass. Just barely missing the dash. Everything blown. Strike shot finally goes out and finishes him off, but he was able to survive for quite a while. So Prodigies is down some resources there. If Yeesh and Double can hold on, they might be able to keep this barrier up. No cooldown of Prodigies. They're back now, but so is Daftgrass.
There are 2 players right there. I mean, that was such a knowledgeable clear from Yeesh, and he's been doing so much better. It looks like he's finally up and awake and alive. Although Julie is not, and that is important. They can hang around, though. They can hang around for at least a little bit longer, and this is a good opportunity one more time. They've been doing such a good job at drawing pressure away from Yeesh to make sure that he's got room to breathe, positioning around Liari to make sure that the whoever is low on the midfield cannot come forward with their other member on the side of Prodigies, and it has been so effective in preventing them from collapsing on these barriers. Now Pengui's staggered, and this is a really good opportunity with the Ivy turret and the Zentaro finally going down. Core flip is up, though, for Xeno Gemini, and it might be able to be enough to stall.
Right, and something I want to point out here is that Yeesh actually has not been positioning super aggressively compared to last game. I think part of that is because he had Mistake able to make those goalie rotations with him, and also he was getting punished for it a little bit last match. So this defensive playstyle working out for Yeesh. He's still got solid strike fundamentals. He's still one of the best goalies in NA, and we're gonna see his defensive skills highlighted more often here. Just some midfield boxing going around. Both IME turrets out. The pressure is not going to be there from that. But Daftgrass finding the corner angle to take that barrier. Yeesh holding on from his own corner. The flip's still up for Yeesh just in case he needs to hold. Double low, but Pengui staggered double, moving up the fish for the kill. Doesn't seem like he has cooldowns. Not gonna matter. Daftgrass from nowhere.
And like you talked about, I want to hone in on that. Being a goalie is a balancing act, right? You need to be able to step forward and help keep the midfield pressure up while also still having your defensive resources and opportunities available. And Yeesh, I think, is finally learning where that line stands in this match in particular.
Absolutely. The stagger swagger going to be huge for double, though. Oh my gosh, that speed. I mean, so much damage is being dumped onto him, and now he's going to be able to punish for that. They're definitely going to be looking to focus Daftgrass a little bit more. Prime Time on Infinite, you already know multiple people are going to be looking for that, but Super Surge, best in slot for Zentaro. Daftgrass opting for the Orb Dancer instead of the Prime Time side. Can we see the builds? Does he have a Replicator?
He has the Ponder.
He has the Ponder. So, okay, there's a bit of an argument, but I'm surprised he did not go for prime time there. We'll see if the orbs are going to make a huge difference for Daftgrass right now. Liari finding some big damage on Double and Daftgrass early. Double already staggered, but that stagger swagger keeping him alive. He's just so fast. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Pixels from death.
And he gets a turnaround. What in the world? How do you turn that around? Just walk up. I guess the added speed from the stagger swagger, Liari was not expecting. And even though this goal barrier goes down, this is still, I think, a perfect opportunity for the members of Comeback Kings to make sure that they can keep this one alive. Xeno Gemini almost got a little bit too far forward, and Double just tried to collapse on him. This is exactly what the kind of play that we need to be seeing from this team. The coordination is finally there.
Glitch pop from Yeesh finding that second barrier, but Xeno Gemini performing a good evade clear, evading the rest of the hits of Julie's special, making sure he does not get stuffed in. The flip goes out from Yeesh, but the patient supernova from Liari almost finds the parry, but Yeesh is a little more patient. Daftgrass covering for Yeesh on the bottom side there, managing to find the clear. Double still staggered, but that speed is going to be dangerous for Prodigies if Double's looking to score. Double healing back to about half. If he can take just a little bit of damage, he'll actually be in a better place. Looking to take some damage from the IME turret. Yep, it's as I was saying, he finds the kill on Pengui. The pressure is on for Prodigies to hold this goal. The flip goes out from Xeno, almost a demon angle, but Yeesh reads that perfectly. Oh my god.
And even if Liari's shot there was a little bit more on mark, Yeesh had the glitch pop. He's been controlling these cooldowns so well and making sure that the resources are up anytime that he needs it. And whenever he's not, Daftgrass is always right there. And this is the kind of defensive play that we've been needing to see and has been working for the past set. Liari's going to try and find this one, though. Dot is going to really send Pengui down and force an elusive. Daftgrass and Double are so coordinated on these damage dumps, and this is a perfect opportunity. Liari needs to try and use their resources defensively. Julie is almost online again. They're clearing into that turret!
Oh, no! Yeesh, no! The Ivy turret clipping on the corner. Just a little bit unfortunate, but Comeback Kings looking like they're playing well right now. And as you said, Daftgrass has been doing great on defense. It's almost like he's played goalie for Comeback Kings before.
Right.
But that defensive help definitely coming into play right now. And also the offense from Double, taking two barriers, the turret goes down, so they're not going to find the goal. Pengui finds the kill on Double, on Daftgrass instead. Flip goes out from Yeesh. What a glitch pop from Xeno Gemini. read the future there. Penguin's going to find the barrier. The pressure is on Comeback Kings to save this. He's going to snipe that into the corner. They're up 2-0. It's match point for Prodigies. Comeback Kings in a dangerous spot right now.
And I think what's really another thing that's really a big difference factor here is Xeno Gemini took that stinger and is able to put on so much more damage pressure now. Look at that. Daftgrass's health is probably going to be like super in the red right now and is going to be primed for a KO if they can just land their abilities. But speaking of landing abilities, the members of Comeback Kings have been doing that to land these goal barriers. Both goals are open. The core flip is online for double. Super patient. It is able to get that one through. It's match point. It's match point. But so Comeback Kings needs to play perfectly from here on out.
They're down, but they're not out. And also just something about that core flip double, making sure to hit both, I think it was Penguin and Xeno Gemini, making sure they could not strike that core flip back. Genius stuff from him. But the offense is just so strong from Liari and Penguin, and they're already on their back foot, and just like that, both, I was speaking and they were already finding the final goal. Prodigies is gonna save their record in the standing, but of course Comeback Kings is gonna have some more opportunities later down the line. Amazing stuff from Prodigies in this last game. Absolutely dominant performance.
Dominant is correct. After the back and forth battle that we saw in the first match, they turned things around. They learned from every single volley that they needed, what they needed to do and how to adapt and exactly which ways they could hit the core to send it into the goal. It was super interesting play, super high level stuff, not only from Prodigies but also from Comeback Kings. But Prodigies was just a step above, it seems like, at the end of the day.
And it was close too. Even that last set, even though it was like what, 3-1, Double was absolutely playing incredibly well those last two sets. It's just that they could not capitalize as well as Liari and Penguin. I mean, as soon as Liari and Penguin got those goals open, they were laying down that pressure. As you saw at the end, they're just sniping those goals in. Bit unfortunate for Comeback Kings that they could not mount the comeback, but they played well and they should be proud of themselves. I'm sure they will do great later on.
And yeah, and they almost have to, right? It's something that we haven't talked about much is they might be facing relegation, and that is a very scary thought to think about. But if I believe it's places 6 through 8 in these leagues in either West or East have to play in a relegation tournament and play against the winners from the open qualifier at the end of the season. So it's a big deal. You know, each win is really important right now, and if they weren't able to scrape out the first one and got completely denied on the second one, which is unfortunate, but they need to try and pick themselves up and keep things going.
Well, judging by their quality of play today, it's looking like they'll be able to hold on. They were playing incredibly well. Yeesh just a little too aggressive in that first game, got punished for it, but that game still did go to set 5.5. The play from Yeesh on that second, he was holding it down, as you saw. He had insane core control, great defense. Daftgrass was helping him out. If they can continue to play like that, they're definitely going to be able to take some over some of the other teams. Prodigy's just a little too strong today.
Right, and something they've really been needing. You know, their level of play, I think, isn't matching what their record is right now. They've played super well throughout the entire tournament so far, but they've not had the record to show for it, and they've